Hello everyone, I am Professor Archana Kunte from Civil Engineering Department, ICM College, Aurangabad. In previous lecture, we have solved 4 examples. 2 are on symmetrical and 2 are on unsymmetrical section. Now, today we have solved the another problem on unsymmetrical I section. In that, efficiency is given. First of all, read the problem carefully. A prestressed concrete beam carries UDL of 4 kN per meter, exclusive of self-weight. It is prestressed with 120 wires of 5 mm dia with the centroid 100 mm above the bottom, and initial stresses is 1000 Newton per mm square. Assuming 15% loss, find the extreme fiber stresses at midspan section at various stages. Means there are 2 stages. First one is initial stage and another one is final stage. We have to find both. The sectional details are given. Top flange, dimensions of top flange is given, that is 750 by 200 mm. That means B into D. 750 is the width and 200 is the depth of the beam. Then dimensions of web are given, that is 150 by 500 mm. Then dimensions of bottom flange, that is 400 by 300 mm. Span is given, that is 30 meter. 2 cases are given, that is first one is initial stage means prestress plus self-weight. Then final stage, that is prestress plus self-weight plus live load. Now first of all, draw the section from given data, that is width of the top flange 750 by 200 mm, width of the bottom flange, that is 400 by 300 mm, width of the web, that is 150, and depth of the web, that is 500 mm, and overall depth. Add these 300 plus 500 plus 200 mm. Then overall depth of the I section, that is 1000 mm. Now the tendon is passed through 100 mm from the soffit. That's why tendon is here. That is 100 mm is the distance from the soffit. Now first of all, write a given data. In that, live load is given, that is 4 kN per meter. Span length is given, that is 30 meter. Losses are given in problem. Loss is 15 meter. Eta, that is equals to 100 minus 15, that is 100 minus 15, that is 85. In percentage, that is losses is 0.85%. Now initial prestressing force, we have to calculate initial prestressing force, that is formula of initial prestressing force, that is initial stress into cross sectional area of I section, of wire. There are 120 wires, each of dia is 5 mm. Now initial stress is given in a problem, that is P equals to 1000 into cross sectional area of the wires are pi by 4 into d square into there are 120 wires, number of wires are 120, that's why pi by 4 into 5 square into 120, that is the whole area of the whole cross sectional area of the wire. Now calculate this. We get prestressing force, initial prestressing force P equals to 2356.194 into 10 raised to power of 3 Newton. Now calculate cross sectional area, that is A1, A2, A3. A1 is the area of top flange, A2 is the area of the web, and A3 is the area of the bottom flange. Now first of all, we know area of the top flange, we know the dimensions of top flange, that is 750 by 200 plus 150 by 500, that is web, and 400 plus 400 multiplied by 300 is the area of the bottom flange. Now if you calculate this, we got the answer 345 into 10 raised to power 3 mm square. It is the whole area of the I section. Now find position of centroidal axis, that is y bar from the bottom. This is the formula to calculate a1y1 plus a2y2 plus a3y3 divided by a1 plus a2 plus a3. We know a1, that is 750 by 200. If we calculate, we got this answer. Now y1 is the, calculate from the diagram, that is 200. Suppose this wire is passing through midsection of the top flange, that is 200 divided by 2 plus 500 plus 300. We got y1. Now A2 is the area of the web, that is 150 by 500 mm. We got 75000 mm square. Y2 is, if the wire is, suppose a tendon is passed through the midsection of the web, that's why 500 divided by 2 plus 300, we got y2. Y2 is equals to 550 mm. Now A3 is the area of bottom flange, that is 400 by 300 mm. We got this answer. And Y3 is 300 divided by 2, that is depth of the bottom flange divided by 2. We got 150 mm. Now put this value, all values in position of centroidal axis y bar formula, that is a1y1 plus a2y2 plus a3y3 divided by a1 plus a2 plus a3. If we put whole value in this formula and calculate this on calc, we got y bar equals to 563.0 mm. Now find eccentricity. Eccentricity E equals to y bar minus distance of cable from the soffit, that is given in a problem, that is 100 mm. We got eccentricity equals to 463 mm. Now find moment of inertia about centroidal axis, that is I equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Now to find I1, we know the formula, that is BD cube upon 12 plus A1 H1 square. Find first H1 equals to Y1 minus Y bar. We find both the values, y1 is 900 minus y bar, we just calculate, that is 563.04. If we put those value, we got h1 equals to 337 mm, and put whole values in this equation, that is BD cube upon 12 plus A1 H1 square. A1 is, we just calculate A1, H1, B is given in the problem, D also given. If we put all values and calculate, we got I1, that is 1.75 into 10 raised to power 10 mm raised to 4. Now this is moment of inertia for top flange. Now moment of inertia for the wave, that is BD cube upon 12 plus A2H2 square. Calculate H2 first. H2 equals to Y2 minus Y bar is the formula to calculate H2. Y2 is, we just calculate Y2 and Y bar. Put this value 550 minus 563. We got H2 equals to 13 mm. Now put this value in I2. We know the dimensions of the web and area of the web. Put this value, that is 150 into 500 cube divided by 12 plus 75000 into 13 square. We got moment of inertia for the web, that is 1.575 into 10 raised to power of 9 mm raised to 4. Now moment of inertia for bottom flange that is BD cube upon 12 plus A3H3 square. Then first find H3, that is Y3 minus Y bar. We know Y3 and Y bar, that is 150 minus 563 divided by is equals to, if we subtract, we got 413 mm, that is H3. Put the values of bottom flange and calculate I3. I3 equals to 2.136 into 10 raised power of 10 mm raised to 4. Now the whole moment of inertia for the I section, I equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. If we add these three moment of inertia, that is I1, I2, I3, we got total moment of inertia for I section, and calculate this on Calc C. We got I equals to 4.037 into 10 raised power of 10 mm raised to 4. This is the total moment of inertia. Now another sectional properties is YT, that is distance of top fiber from centroidal axis. YT equals to whole depth of the I section, that is 1000, minus Y bar, that is 563. If we subtract, we got 437 mm, that is YT, means distance of top fiber from centroidal axis. Now the second sectional property is distance of bottom fiber from centroidal axis, that is YB. YB is equals to Y bar in unsymmetrical section. That's why YB equals to 563 mm. Now section modulus at top, that is ZT equals to I divided by YT. Put value of whole moment of inertia divided by YT. We just find YT. We got 92.21 into 10 raised to power of 6 mm cube, that is ZT. Now find distance of bottom fiber, that is sectional modulus at bottom fiber, ZB equals to I divided by YB. I is total moment of inertia, that's why 4.03 into 10 raised to power of 10 divided by YB is 563. If we calculate this, we got 71.58 into 10 raised to power of 6 mm cube. Now find bending moment due to self-weight. We know the formula to calculate self-weight equals to cross-sectional area into density of concrete. We know density of concrete, also cross-sectional area of I section, that is A equals to A1 plus A2 plus A3. This is whole cross-sectional area. If we add these three area, we got this value in meter square. Now density of concrete is 24 kilonewton per meter cube. Put this value in the formula of self-weight. We got area into density of concrete is equals to 345 into 10 raised to power of 3 into 10 raised to power of minus 6 into density of concrete, that is 24. If we calculate this, we got self-weight is equals to 8.28 kilonewton per meter. Now find bending moment due to self-weight. First of all, draw a diagram, that is we just calculate self-weight, that is 8.28 kilonewton per meter. Span is given, that is 30 meter. Now calculate bending moment due to self-weight. The formula we know, MD equals to WL square divided by 8. If we put this value, W is 8.28 into span length is 30 meter divided by 8. If we calculate this, we got self-weight due to bending moment due to self-weight, that is 931.5 kilonewton meter. Convert in Newton mm, that is 931.5 into 10 raised to power of 6 Newton mm. Now second one is bending moment due to live load. Live load is given in a problem, that is 4 kilonewton per meter. Span length is also given, that is 30 meter. If we put this value in the formula, we got bending moment due to live load is equals to WL into L square divided by 8. W is 4 is given and span length is also given. If we put this value and calculate, we got bending moment due to live load is equals to 450 kilonewton meter. Convert in Newton mm, that is 450 into 10 raised to the power of 6 Newton mm. Now stress analysis. In that case 1, initial stage, that is pre-stress force plus self-weight. In that, first of all, find stress due to pre-stressing force, that is equals to, we know the formula to calculate stress due to pre-stressing force is P by A at top and bottom is same. Now put the values, pre-stressing force and overall cross-sectional area of the I section. If you put this value and calculate the stress due to pre-stressing force, we get 6.82 Newton per mm square. Now second stress analysis is stress due to eccentricity at top minus P into E divided by ZT. If we put values and calculate, we got minus 11.83 Newton per mm square, that is tensile in nature. Now stress due to eccentricity at bottom, that is equals to P into E divided by ZB. If we put values, we got the answer 15.240 Newton per mm square, that is positive at the bottom. This is compressive in nature. Now third one is stress due to self weight at top, MD upon ZT is equals to bending moment due to dead load. We just find out 931.5 into 10 raised to the power of 6 divided by ZT is the section modulus at top fiber. We got 92.21 into 10 raised to the power of 6. If we calculate this on calci, we got 10.10 Newton per mm square. This is stress due to self weight at top. Now find stress due to self weight at bottom, that is MD divided by ZB. MD is the bending moment due to dead load, that is 931.5 into 10 raised to the power of 6 divided by ZB is section modulus at bottom fiber, that is 71.58 into 10 raised to the power of 6. If we calculate on calci, we got 13.013 Newton per mm square. This is stress due to self weight at bottom fiber. Now calculate resultant stress at top. Addition of top stresses, that is stress due to pre-stressing force, stress due to eccentricity and stress due to self weight. We got the answer 5.09 Newton per mm square. And stress due to resultant stress at bottom, add stresses at bottom side, that is pre-stressing force, stress due to pre-stressing force at bottom plus stress due to eccentricity at bottom plus stress due to self weight at bottom. If you put this value, we got 35.079 Newton per mm square is the resultant force at bottom. Now for case 2, that is final stage. In that pre-stress plus self weight plus live load is given. It is for case 2. First of all, losses are given, that is 15%. How to calculate this? First of all, 15% is given, that's why 100 minus 15 is equals to 85, and convert this in percentage, that is 0.85. Hence these losses are multiplied by the stresses due to pre-stressing force, due to eccentricity and due to self weight. First of all, stress due to pre-stressing force at top, this is same as at top and bottom, that's why P by A multiplied by eta, that is 0.85 means loss. If you put this value and solve this. We got 5.804. Now find stress due to eccentricity at top. In that, minus eta into PE divided by ZT. Eta is minus 0.85 into value of pre-stressing force into eccentricity divided by sectional modulus at top fiber. If we calculate this, we got the answer, that is minus 10.03 Newton per mm square. It is tensile in nature. Now find stress due to eccentricity at bottom is equals to eta PE divided by ZB, that is equals to 0.85 into pre-stressing force into eccentricity divided by section modulus at bottom fiber. If we calculate this, we got the answer 12.92 Newton per mm square, that is compression in nature. Now stress due to self-weight at top, that is MD divided by ZT. Put bending moment due to dead load, that is 931.5 into 10 raised power of 6 divided by ZT, that is 92.38 into 10 raised power 6. We got the answer 10.08 Newton per mm square. Now stress due to live load at top, that is ML divided by ZT. ML is stress due to live load. We calculate just now, that is 450 into 10 raised power of 6 divided by 92.38 into 10 raised power of 6. If we calculate this, we got the answer 4.871 Newton per mm square. Now stress due to live load at bottom, that is minus ML divided by ZB. ML is bending moment due to live load, that is 450 into 10 raised power of 6 divided by 71.70 into 10 raised power of 6. If we calculate this, we got the answer minus 6.275 Newton per mm square. Now find the resultant stresses at top. Addition of stresses at top, that is stress due to pre-stressing force plus stress due to eccentricity at top plus stress due to self-weight at top plus stress due to live load at top. If we add this, we got the answer 10.72, that is compression. Now resultant stress at bottom, that is 5.804 plus 12.92 minus 12.99 minus 6.275. This means the addition of stresses at bottom fiber, we got the answer minus 0.541 Newton per mm square. Now draw a diagram. This is the stress due to pre-stressing force, stress due to bending moment, stress due to live load, then stress due to eccentricity, and final one is the resultant stress diagram. This is the whole problem on unsymmetrical eye section if the efficiency is given in a problem. Now